Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Excuse me! Taxi!
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Doing a big investigation. I want to see the investigation. I'm going to be watching over it. I want a very honorable and honest investigation. I have to see it myself.
That's President Trump saying he wants an investigation into this Saturday shooting of Alex Pretti, the nurse with the gun, with the attitude, getting in the way, stopping traffic, directing traffic. Yikes. Anyway, look, it's not every shooting requires an investigation. Every single shooting by law enforcement, whether it's federal, state, or local, requires an investigation. Joining us, by the way, 800-848-9222, 800-848-9222. But first, joining us, the longest-serving police commissioner in, I believe, American history, Ray Kelly, 12 years consecutive straight under Mike Bloomberg, actually 2 years under David Dinkins. You add it up, it's 14 years. But how about that? 12 years, the city had one police commissioner. In the 12 years since, we've had about 16. Ray Kelly, welcome back. How are you? My dad.
It's good to be with you, Grady.
So what do you think of the shooting? All right. I mean, and be honest. What do you think of what you've seen so far? I can't make out the dog pile. I don't know what the hell's going on in that dog pile. But what do you make of the shooting in Minneapolis?
I don't know enough information. No, I don't think anybody does, at least outside of law enforcement. I heard that a shot was fired, and that would give perhaps a reason to return fire. That side of the story I haven't heard any longer, so I'm assuming that's not true. I don't know. It's not good to prejudge. It is good to wait for a thorough investigation to take place. Sometimes you just can't do that. I understand that. But you just can't figure out what people are doing in that scrum as to, what happens when they're tugging and pushing. So, but it is unusual for somebody to bring a weapon, among a group of law enforcement people, and you gotta have to think that something potentially injurious to you might happen.
Yeah, last week the guy had his ribs broken at a protest by an ICE guy. So this week he shows up with 2 magazines full of bullets. I think it's very weird. Hey, let me ask you this: we had a guy call the other day, or actually just a little while ago, you may have caught it. He said there's a new rule that when officers pull their gun, don't fire it, but pull it, point it at somebody, or take it out of their holster. They have to write up some paperwork. They're required to write paperwork. I heard that and I thought about it. And number one, I don't know if that's true. And number two, I don't know if that's a bad thing. It seems like appropriate, but what the hell do I know? You're the expert. Is that true, and is it appropriate?
Well, I don't know if they put a new rule in that says you have to make out a form of some sort every time you pull your gun. But I would say that certainly in busy areas, that it's not unusual for cops to take their guns out, depending on the nature of the call. Let's say over the radio, you get a call of robbery in progress or burglary in progress. The cops may take their guns out and hold it by their side. Not pointing at anybody, but they just do it as a precaution to react if somebody is jumping out of them. So the notion that it's a rare experience, I think, really is driven by the environment that they're working in.
Hey, I want you to hear something because I heard this show. I watched this show a lot when I was growing, actually in my 20s, I remember it. I remember it in the 1990s. It was called Cops, and it had a very cool theme song. And it was, watching cops do their thing. And often it involved tackling and, throwing people to the ground. And, they were just doing stuff that wasn't always pretty, but it always kind of looked necessary to me. I didn't see anybody, just beating up on people for the sake of it. It was all, anyway, the shows, this is what it sounded like. Cut 5, if you don't mind. Cut 5. What you gonna do? Here comes the disclaimer.
Cops is filmed on location with the men and women of law enforcement. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
So I see that. I saw that. I kind of, and I watch the news now, and everybody is hyperventilating when a 19-year-old man gets pushed into the snow. Listen to this. Cut 3, please. Cut 3. 3. 1, 2, 3.
And tonight, ICE tactics under the microscope. In Minneapolis, a federal agent seen chasing down this 19-year-old.
What is your name? Do you have a warrant for his arrest?
DHS says the young man was here illegally and fled from officers.
I mean, look, if you see this on TV, it looks like a boring version of the Cops show. I find everybody so almost artificially sensitive, or maybe it's genuine, but what's going on culturally is a very strange thing, in my opinion.
Well, that show is still on, by the way. It hasn't gone out of existence. It's fairly up to date. I think there's a general tightening up regulations as far as the police are concerned. There's a lot more oversight from civilian agencies. In the New York City Police Department, you have the Civilian Complaint Review Board. You have probably 500 to 600 police officers in the Internal Investigations Division. You have borough investigative units. You have another independent civilian panel that has been put in years ago, but is still sitting and looking at the activities of the cops. And also, you have federal prosecutors in each of the districts.
Yeah.
Southern District of New York and Eastern in Brooklyn. So that's a lot of oversight, and it's a lot more oversight than when I started as a cop. So you can say that the trend certainly is for more transparency as far as what cops do. And they're getting that by putting in these different boards and units.
Well, I don't know if it makes us safer. In fact, I think it inhibits cops, and it was already a tough job. And I guess the last thing I want to ask you see these, they're being surrounded by people with cameras, and these whistles would drive anybody crazy. I can't imagine trying to do any kind of job where somebody is blowing a whistle, high-pitched, and documenting, with a camera, trying to get you in trouble. I mean, that's one thing you basically did not have to deal with. That's a relatively recent phenomenon.
Sure.
And it's got to make an already tough job damn near impossible.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's much tougher now, in my opinion, to be a cop than it was, let's say, 30 years ago. Much more demands on them. And you said something before that was interesting, because there was a lot of opposition to body-worn cameras when they first were proposed. And now the word is that they exonerate more than they find, bad conduct. So, unfortunately, they have to live with all of these changes, and every time there's some sort of shooting or interaction with the police, there's somebody there with the camera, and that's pretty challenging. I think it does inhibit what cops do. Now, that may not be a bad thing, but I think it definitely makes them think twice.
All right.
If you have cameras or the fact that they're wearing cameras themselves.
Ray Kelly,
It's a changed world.
It's a changed world indeed. I'll point out Ray Kelly, the #1 graduate from a police academy class of about 1,000 new cops. How about that? Top of the class, 1,000 cops. That's pretty amazing. An amazing career, an amazing man. My dad, Ray Kelly. Thank you, Zed.
Hey, thanks. Good.
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.